Two of Ubisoft's most powerful execs resign in wake of sexual misconduct scandal, Video Games Chronicle. The quest to find signs of ancient life on Mars, Global Times. VW Group High Performance SUVs Drag Race Ends in Photo Finish, Motor1. Strapped for cash. How to uncover unclaimed money that may belong to you, CBC.ca. Thailand plans vaccine trials, Australian cases up, virus update, Yahoo Canada Finance. Rubery couple's bathroom demolished by builder who took £3,700 and then vanished, Birmingham Live. Devolver Digital brings reverse horror game Carrion to Switch on 23 July, Nintendo Life. Huawei to request UK to delay 5G network removal, The Times, Investing.com. Tesla Model Y price drops. New cost of ownership versus Lexus RX, Clean Technica. Ubisoft cuts ties with managing director of Canadian studios as restructuring continues, CP24 Toronto's breaking news.